In this lesson, we are going to learn how to divide a Greek word into syllables. There are 3 rules which govern this process. First, every syllable has one vowel or diphthong, and diphthongs are never split. Now, before we go any further in this lesson, let's pause and review our vowels and diphthongs. Remember that there are 7 vowels in the Greek alphabet: alpha, epsilon, eta, iota, omicron, upsilon, and omega. Remember also that some vowels form diphthongs. Diphthongs always end in either the letter iota or the letter upsilon. Alright, now back to Rule 1. Every syllable has one vowel or diphthong. Take for example the word theos. We see that there are 2 vowels, the epsilon and the omicron, so we know that according to Rule 1, this word must have 2 syllables. The first rule also tells us that each of these syllables must contain one vowel. Therefore, there is only one possible way that this word can be divided. As another example, consider the word poieo. Here we have 4 vowels, but notice that 2 of them form a diphthong. So according to our rule, we must have 3 syllables in this word. Thus again, there is only one way to divide this word which satisfies the first rule. Now consider the word apa. Here we have 2 vowels, alpha and omicron, but notice that there are 2 ways that this word can be divided to satisfy the first rule. Which of these is correct? In order to answer that question, we have to consider our second rule. A single consonant in between 2 vowels goes with the second vowel. In apa, we have the single consonant p surrounded by 2 vowels. The second rule states that this consonant must go with the second vowel, that is, with omicron. Thus we can eliminate the second of our 2 options, and we are left with the correct answer, apa. Now consider the word Allah. Again, we have 2 vowels, so we must have 2 syllables. But here there are 3 ways to divide the word that would satisfy the first rule. Now the second rule does not help us here, because the second rule concerns a single consonant in between 2 vowels. Here we have 2 consonants, so we move to Rule 3. Adjacent consonants that can be pronounced together go with the following vowel. Adjacent consonants that cannot be pronounced together are split, and double consonants are always split. I'll read that one more time. Adjacent consonants that can be pronounced together go with the following vowel. Adjacent consonants that cannot be pronounced together are split, and double consonants are always split. Now, if you try to pronounce the 2 consonants lambda lambda together, you will find that it is quite awkward, ol. So these are split into different syllables. And indeed, our rule explicitly says that double consonants are always split. Double consonants can never be pronounced together. So our third option is the correct one, Allah. Now in the quiz following this lesson, you'll be shown 4 ways to divide up a word, and you'll be asked to select the correct one. So let's practice. I recommend approaching these problems as a process of elimination. So let's start with the first rule. Every syllable has one vowel or diphthong. We take a look at our options and see if any of these options violate that rule. Well, you can see that the first option does and the fourth option does. In both of these, the first syllable does not have a vowel. So we're left with 2 options. We can move then to our second rule. A single consonant in between 2 vowels goes with the second vowel. Here we have the single consonant phi in between the vowels alpha and omega. So we know that the phi must go with omega. Thus we can eliminate the third option, and we are left with the correct answer, grapho. Now, even though we've already solved the problem, I want to make one comment about the third rule. Adjacent consonants that can be pronounced together go with the following vowel. Note that our answer does satisfy this rule. The consonants gamma and rho can easily be pronounced together, gur. Thus they go with the vowel alpha. Of course, we could not have divided these consonants anyway, because that would have violated Rule 1. It would have left a single consonant, gamma, without a vowel. Alright, well that concludes this lesson. Take a few moments to review the 3 rules, and when you've got them down, go ahead and take the quiz.